MSW Media.
News with swearing. Daily beans, daily beans. Daily beans, daily beans.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Beans for Friday, October 17th, 2025. Today, John Bolton has been indicted on 18 counts of transmission and retention of national defense information under the Espionage Act. A Seventh Circuit panel unanimously upholds the order blocking the National Guard deployment to Chicago. A federal judge has ordered ICE in Chicago to have body-worn cameras because they're violating her previous court order. The House Oversight Committee demands Pam Bondi explain the transfer of Ghislaine Maxwell to a low or minimum security prison by October 30th. The new Oklahoma school superintendent has rescinded the mandate for Bible instructions in schools. Trump has ordered the IRS to go after Democratic nonprofits. A Florida judge has blocked the transfer of land in Florida for the Trump Presidential Library. And the Supreme Court is poised to further curtail the Voting Rights Act. I'm Allison Gill.
And I'm Dana Goldberg.
Hello, my friend, and everyone listening. Happy Friday, and it's time for you to share your good news with us.
You guys, I almost did it last night, except I was like, oh no, this is embargoed. What if someone who works for Out is listening to the podcast? So just want to thank everyone who wrote in, everyone who voted, everyone who supported my career, everyone who appreciates what I do for the community. I am officially an Out 100 honoree for 2025, joining the likes of Rosie O'Donnell and Rashonda. Oh God, if you follow Rashonda V. Esper from Under the Desk News, who we know and love. So many other incredible people. Niecy Nash, Kristen Press, Tobin Heath, if you are a sports fan, the Bros with their pink hair, if you're a sports fan. But I'm just really proud, and thank you for everyone who helped make this happen.
Congratulations. Well-deserved, my friend.
Thank you.
So well-deserved.
And you know who else is on the list?
Who's that?
You remember the trans person who put the trans flag up in Yosemite?
Oh,
Shannon,
yes.
SJ, they're on the list.
Excellent.
SJ's amazing. I know. They're on the list. So many incredible people. But please continue. I want to make sure I give them a shout out, though, because I just love that they were nominated.
That's incredible. And yeah, you definitely want to follow Dana over on Instagram at DG Comedy and share that with everybody.
Yeah, you can see a picture of my face if you don't know what I look like.
So that is just wonderful. Wonderful news because and I needed that to buoy me for the rest of the shit that I'm going to tell you today. So,
oh boy.
Thank you. And we also have some, this is a bright spot here. John Fugelsang is going to join us later in the show because it's Fugelsang Friday. So I'm looking forward to that. Federal immigration officers in the Chicago area will be required to wear body cameras. This is according to Judge Ellis, and she ordered this on Thursday after seeing tear gas and other aggressive steps used against protesters. U.S. District Judge Sarah Ellis said she was a little startled after seeing TV images of clashes between agents and the public during Donald Trump's immigration crackdown. And this is because she issued a restraining order saying you can't shoot priests in the head with pepper balls. You can't arrest journalists or tackle them or detain them unless they're breaking the law. And the same with protesters, right? And she also, in that order, said if you're going to deploy tear gas, you have to give multiple warnings. And they didn't do that. And so she was very mad. And she said, quote, "I live in Chicago, if folks haven't noticed, and I'm not blind," right?
That seems clear.
Yeah, she's real mad about this. And, I pointed this out on that, the breakdown, the show I do over on Midas. I'm like, ICE is violating a court order when they attacked and dragged down and handcuffed and almost pantsed that WGN producer, that TV producer on the ground. Yeah. They aren't allowed to do that stuff. And she's pissed.
All right. And I do have a little good news because I hate this guy. Oklahoma's new public schools superintendent announced Wednesday. I don't hate that person, by the way. Their new superintendent announced Wednesday he is rescinding a mandate from his predecessor, the bigot that forced schools to place Bibles, not just any Bible, Trump Bibles, in classrooms and incorporate the book into lesson plans for students. Superintendent Lindell Fields said in a statement he has, and I quote, "no plans to distribute Bibles or biblical character character education curriculum in classrooms. The directive last year from former Superintendent Ryan Walters, I love to watch porn during meetings. Hey, you can watch porn, but not if you're trying to ban it. Drew immediate condemnation from civil rights groups and prompted a lawsuit from a group of parents, teachers, and religious leaders that is pending before the Oklahoma Supreme Court. It was to have applied to students in grades 5 through 12. So that is good news in my book.
It is. And that Bible, by the way, the $69.99 made in China Trump Bible, didn't include like most of the amendments, including the one that the Reconstruction amendments, due process. I'd like this, and the stuff where women can vote, like that was just not even in there. So interesting.
Yep.
All right. Next up from the Associated Press. This is fun. A Florida judge on Tuesday temporarily blocked the planned transfer of prime downtown Miami real estate for Trump's future presidential library. I don't even know what a Trump library would look like. This move by Circuit Judge Mayvel Ruiz came after a Miami activist challenged that officials at a local college violated Florida's open government law when they gifted the sizable plot of land to the state, which then voted to transfer it to the foundation for the planned library. Quote, "This isn't an easy decision," the judge said on Tuesday when explaining her ruling from the bench, finding that the college did not give the public reasonable notice ahead of the vote last month.
Okay. And I get to give more good news. A unanimous panel of the Seventh Circuit made up of a Bush appointee, an Obama appointee, and a Trump appointee walked into a bar. It was the legal bar. Declined to step in and block a lower court order barring the deployment of the National Guard in Chicago. And this is a quote, "We conclude that the district court's factual findings were not clearly erroneous and that the facts did not justify the president's actions in Illinois." So these are some wins. We're having some wins, everyone.
Yes, that's good news. Now, the first story up in the hot notes depends on how you feel about John Bolton. So let's get to it. Let's hit the hot notes. Hot notes. First up from Politico, former National Security Advisor John Bolton, half man, half mustache, was charged Thursday with illegally sending classified information to unauthorized people while he worked at the White House and keeping similar documents at his home after leaving the government. The 18-count indictment contends that Bolton regularly sent more than 1,000 pages of diary-like entries to two people related to him while he was handling the nation's most sensitive military, intelligence, and diplomatic matters. Many of the messages contained information designated as classified up to the top secret and SCI, or sensitive compartmented information level. Unlike the bare-bones indictments against Comey and Letitia James, which Halligan alone signed, the slew of charges against Bolton were obtained by a veteran national security prosecutor in Maryland, Thomas Sullivan. The case was also endorsed by the career federal prosecutor the Trump administration named earlier this year as the interim U.S. Attorney for Maryland, Kelly O. Hayes. The backing of career prosecutors for this case against Bolton was underscored by the optics of the brief late afternoon court session Thursday, where the indictment was handed up to a federal magistrate judge. The indictment attempts to singe Bolton with his own words by quoting public commentary he offered in recent years condemning officials involved in controversies over cavalier handling of sensitive information, including the investigation into Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server and the more recent blow-up over Trump administration national security officials' use of a signal chat to discuss planned military operations. So they're like, oh, you were seemingly, talking shit about Hillary Clinton using a private email server, but so did you. Mm-hmm. And, you were talking shit about Kegseth using signal chat, but so did you. So Bolton's case was assigned to U.S. District Judge Theodore Chuang. That's an Obama appointee who joined the bench in 2014. Dana, I've read this indictment. It's not just signed. It's not like a Lindsay Halligan thing. It's a serious indictment. And if what it alleges is true, John Bolton is in a lot of trouble because he was supposed to return all that classified information after his book review, and he didn't. He kept it.
Oh, boy.
He didn't have a skiff in his house, and he sent classified information to two members of his family using a private email server.
Yeah, that does seem pretty serious.
Yeah, if I was looking through it, like, where's the bullshit? This has got to be bullshit, right? It's just, no, this is, he's in trouble.
Boy.
Yeah.
All
Bummer.
right. Yep, we'll find out. This is from the Oversight Committee. Today, Rep. Robert Garcia, ranking member of the Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, demanded that Attorney General Pam Bondi end her efforts to obstruct the committee's investigation into Jeffrey Epstein and cease the White House cover-up of Epstein's connections to wealthy and powerful individuals. For months, Bondi has refused to comply with the Oversight Committee's lawful congressional subpoena to release the full Epstein files and must cooperate with the committee's investigation into a corrupt quid pro quo between DOJ and Ghislaine Maxwell. This comes after the Department of Justice has refused to provide additional production from the Epstein files or share details about the full scope of Epstein-related materials in its possession. It's also failed to respond to the committee's investigation into preferential treatment for convicted sex offender Ghislaine Maxwell. And this is a quote, "Each day Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice fail to comply with our subpoena to release the full Epstein files to is another day Donald Trump continues his White House cover-up." That was from ranking member Robert Garcia. He went on to say, "Survivors of Epstein and Maxwell's crimes deserve justice. The American people demand transparency. And under no circumstances will oversight Democrats tolerate defiance of Congress, lawful subpoenas, or any efforts by the Trump administration to collude with Ghislaine Maxwell and further this cover-up. We're demanding Pam Bondi and DOJ comply with our subpoena, stop protecting pedophiles, and fulfill their legally bound commitment to our committee so that we can review the full Epstein files. We will not stop fighting until we get the truth and those implicated are held accountable."
Yeah, good one. And I noticed, by the way, in this article that's on their website that they put quid quo pro.
Let me tell you, as I was saying this, my brain was going, what's the right way to say that? Did I say it right? Am I supposed to reverse those things? Is that the right way to say it? I almost had a little breakdown.
My brain short-circuited there too. I'm like, quid quo quo, quid quo pro. It's pro quo, right? It's quo. That's why we called it squid pro quo when we did the Mueller investigation.
Weird things happen, and Allison will attest to this. Comedians, as I'm speaking, I can think about the next thing that I'm going to say. Like as I'm telling a joke, even if I'm in the moment, my brain is thinking about the next thing coming out. So as I was reading the script, the other part of my brain was going, I don't think that's right. But I said it right. Didn't I say it right? But the words are backwards.
Right. You did say it right. Script be, website be damned, where we pulled this from. But that is so true.
Words, I'm going to do it on my own, people.
That is so true. Like when I'm telling jokes, I'm actually thinking about other things. I'm like, okay, so they laughed at the dick joke, so they like dick jokes, but do they like clever dick jokes? Should I tell the heady dick jokes, or should I go down a different path and go for the really kind of, lowbrow dick jokes? And meanwhile, I'm telling jokes.
It's bizarre. It is bizarre how the brain
I do it
works.
with songs too. Like I'll just be playing a song and I'll be thinking like, did I turn the stove off? I don't know. And, what's going on? And it's a real thing that happens when you're a comedian. You can do that. You can think two separate things at once. It's amazing. All right. Next up from the BBC. This is horrible. I hate to take this harsh left turn from fun comedy chat to the Supreme Court, but they heard oral arguments on Wednesday in a case that could dramatically reshape the electoral politics of the American South. The court heard a challenge to a central pillar of the Voting Rights Act, which was originally designed to protect the electoral power of Black Americans in the face of state-sanctioned discrimination. Although this session was scheduled for only an hour, it stretched for more than twice that long, with the 9 justices peppering lawyers in the case with questions. Once the legal dust had settled, it appeared possible that a majority of the court was open to a substantial reinterpretation of the landmark civil rights era law. If the challenge is successful, it could lead to the redrawing of congressional districts across the South that, by some estimates, could flip more than a dozen seats from Democrat to Republican. Given the current narrow partisan divide in the U.S. House of Representatives, such a ruling has the potential to give Trump's party a decisive advantage in retaining their majority in next year's midterm congressional election. Although I remember in 2018 when we flipped like 50 seats, or netted, I should say, like 50 seats. But, we're already 7 points down on the general ballot because of gerrymandering. To throw 12 more seats that way?
That's a lot. Yeah.
It's like, fuck, can we just fuck?
Yeah.
According to a UCLA law professor named Rick Hansen, it would reverse decades of court precedent and amount to an earthquake in the American political system.
Right.
As if to underline the tectonic shift such a move would represent, Louisiana's Republican officials flipped from defending their state's legislative map, which they had said was drawn to be in compliance with the Voting Rights Act, to asking the court to do away with the law's black district requirements entirely. This would be the last bit of the Voting Rights Act to be gutted.
Jeez.
The Trump administration joined the case to make a similar request. And during oral arguments, Janai Nelson, who represents the original group of Black Louisiana voters, warned that abandoning the Voting Rights Act protections would be pretty catastrophic. While the Supreme Court is not expected to issue a decision in this case for months, maybe next spring or June, Wednesday's oral arguments indicated there may be a majority on the court who favor discarding or at least substantially paring back the current Voting Rights Act requirements. Brett Kavanaugh, considered one of the court's swing votes. Okay, the BBC thinks he's a swing vote.
A swinger vote?
It's a swing. Okay. Swinger vote.
Hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with swingers, but there's something wrong with Brett Kavanaugh.
There's something real wrong with Brett Kavanaugh. He repeatedly expressed concern about whether there were any limits on how long the law's minority district requirements might stay in effect. In 2013, the Supreme Court had struck down a separate provision of the law requiring federal approval for voting procedure changes as no longer necessary. That's the pre-clearance requirement. That was like, if Mississippi wants to change voting rules, you got to clear it with the Department of Justice because you got a history. Chief Justice John Roberts authored that ruling, and he's also seen as a potentially decisive vote in this case as well. So,
man, oh man,
not looking forward to it. And I don't know. I've had a lot of people ask me if they do gut the rest of the Voting Rights Act, and they do that in the spring, summer, is there enough time for Republicans to redraw maps for the midterms? And I don't know the answer to that question.
Well, I know we're going to find out, unfortunately. Okay, we're going to keep on moving. We've got good news coming in the second segment. You all know that. So let's just get through the hot notes. This is from the Wall Street Journal. The Trump administration is preparing sweeping changes at the Internal Revenue Service that will allow the agency to pursue criminal inquiries of left-leaning groups more easily, according to people familiar with the matter. A senior IRS official involved in the effort has drawn up a list of potential targets that include major Democratic donors. Okay. The undertaking aims to install allies of Trump at the IRS Criminal Investigative Division, or IRSCI, to exert firmer control over the unit and weaken the involvement of the IRS lawyers in criminal investigations. The proposed changes could open the door to politically motivated probes, you think?
No.
And are being driven by Gary Shapley. He's an advisor to the Treasury, Scott Bessent, who apparently likes to get in fights. Shapley, or Shapley, could be Shapley, has told people that he is going to replace Guy Fico, the chief of the investigative unit, who has been at the agency for decades, and that Shapley has been putting together a list of donors and groups he believes IRS investigators should look into. Among those on the list are the billionaire Democratic donor George Soros and his affiliated groups. That's according to a senior IRS official and another person briefed on the list. It could be determined upon what grounds Shapley would seek to begin such an investigation. The effort within the IRS coincides with a larger administration effort to probe left-leaning groups for helping to finance organizations that the president says are creating anarchy in Democratic-led cities. Trump has directed Bessent, who is also acting IRS commissioner, I know, there's no conflict there, to identify financial networks that the president says are fomenting political violence. Democrats say the effort is politically motivated and not based on any real evidence. Yeah.
Or in reality at all.
Yeah.
And Gary Shapley, you might remember him from the Hunter Biden tax investigation. Him and that other IRS agent were the ones who were like, he needs to be indicted for 2014 and 2015. And they're like, no. And, you know, he should be indicted for not paying taxes, even though he paid the taxes back and all that other stuff. He also filed a defamation lawsuit against Abby Lowell, who was an attorney for Hunter Biden in that tax case. And that got thrown out by a judge today. So that's interesting timing. They were like, no, Gary Shapley, you're full of shit. And we're throwing out your lawsuit. And you can't sue a lawyer for defamation for stuff that they put in a court filing that is based on evidence. Sorry. So anyway, he's a real douchebag. And Besant, being the Treasury Secretary and the IRS Commissioner, he's the 6th or 7th one, by the way. Nobody was willing to do Trump's bidding, but I think Besant will be. I think he's been guaranteed a pardon from breaking all these laws. All right, everybody, it's time for some good trouble.
What are you guys doing?
Your good trouble assignment today, should you choose to accept it, is if you can and if you are able, get out to your local No Kings rally tomorrow, Saturday. The one in San Diego starts at the waterfront, 10 a.m. I'll be there. And I think we all need to show up. If you have an American flag, bring it, because they're calling this an anti-America, hate America rally.
It's so ridiculous. Oh, it's Hamas. They're saying Hamas and Antifa, and it's awful. It's awful.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be amazing. I think we're going to set records, even break the record that we set in June for No Kings 1. So I will see you all out there and would love for you to send in your photos of your No Kings rally where you go to the good news. And we're going to get to the good news. But first, we're going to talk to John Fugelsang. So everybody stick around. We'll be right back.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
When stress builds up, even simple things can feel overwhelming. That is why so many people are turning to CBD from CB Distillery. It is clean, it's effective, and it's a great way to restore balance and feel like yourself again. So I want to thank them for sponsoring this episode and for this discount. Just for you, you get 25% off your entire purchase at cbdistillery.com when you use promo code DailyBeans. One of the first CB Distillery products I tried was their Relief Stick. Honestly, I cannot imagine living without it now. After a workout or a long walk, or even, marching at the No Kings rally. I use it on my neck, my shoulders, my calves, because those can get tight from walking. And the cooling relief kicks in fast. The tension eases, the soreness fades. It feels like my body can finally rest and recover. It's so much better than any over-the-counter option I've used in the past, and I've tried them all. And I love that it's designed to work with my body instead of just masking symptoms or masking pain. They have a whole range of CBD solutions that support stress relief, focus, sleep, recovery, exercise, mood balance. Every formula is made with premium clean ingredients with no fillers, no junk, no unnecessary additives, just high quality CBD that delivers consistent, noticeable results you can feel day after day. So imagine powering through your routine without all those nagging aches, or finishing the day without carrying the stress in your shoulders or your back or your jaw. That's been my experience. And I'm far from alone. Over 2 million people already trust CB Distillery, and it makes complete sense. Their products are effective, easy to use, backed by science, and supported by a full money-back guarantee, so you get peace of mind. So if you're ready for better sleep, less stress, and feeling good in your own skin again, try CBD from CB Distillery. Right now, you can save 25% on your entire purchase. Visit cbdistillery.com and use promo code DailyBeans. That's cbdistillery.com, promo code DailyBeans. One more time, cbdistillery.com, promo code DailyBeans. You'll be glad you did. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's Friday on the Daily Beans, which means it's Fugelsang Friday. So joining me is my good friend, New York Times best-selling author.
That's right. Let him know.
Of The Separation of Church and Hate. Also host of Tell Me Everything on SiriusXM Progress, channel 127. That's weeknights at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Also host the John Fugelsang Show podcast if you don't have Sirius. And what is it? The Fugelsang?
The Fugelsang. We're still playing with that. Yeah, that's more you pushing that on people than me.
I know.
Yes. Yeah.
I know. It is. It's all me. But we really appreciate you joining us. Our good friend John Fugelsang. Hey, John.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Gill. It's such a pleasure to be here in your little corner of sanity, talking us all off the ledge as you do so well.
I don't know about that today. But we can talk about a lot of stuff going on. First of all, J.D. Vance is saying,
what a guy, huh? What a
these
guy.
Nazis in the chat groups, they're just kids, they're just kids, and they don't know what they're doing. But 12-year-olds should carry babies to term. But these guys, They don't
Listen,
know what they're doing.
why don't you understand that these people are just kids and college kids in their 30s and 40s, some of whom are elected officials in governance, and they don't know what they're doing. They're just talking about how much they love Hitler and making jokes about, gas chambers and calling black folks watermelon people. It's not like they did anything evil, like, quote, Charlie Kirk's actual words, which then means you have to get them fired. I mean, J.D. Vance is really... This is the guy, of course, who spread the racist lie about the Haitians eating pets. This is the guy burying his face in the lap of a racist he once called Hitler. And he's now screaming at all you woke anti-racists, stop criticizing these grown racists over their harmless pro-Nazi racism. And I just want everyone to stay alive as long as possible to watch J.D. Vance's kids grow up and discover who their dad really is. Because again, he was saying a month ago to get people fired from their jobs if they speak critically of Charlie Kirk. And now he is telling you to not trust anyone who doesn't enjoy hearing Hitler being praised in a group chat. And by the way, 28,000 racist messages? Like, think about that. 28. How long does it take, Dr. Gill, to send 28,000 racist? That's not a lapse in judgment. That's like a doctorate's curriculum. 28,000. I mean, this is the future of the Republican Party, and it looks a lot like Berlin in 1939.
Yeah, but they're just kids. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of 80s teen movies, like Just One of the Guys or Can't Buy Me Love or Karate Kid, where everyone in the high school was in their 30s.
Yeah, it's a youthful indiscretion. Like George Bush in his 40s. A youthful indiscretion is all.
Right. Locker room talk. That's all it is. Yeah. And then we've got that Republican rep on a Zoom call with an American flag with a swastika in it. And they're trying to say, it's just an optical illusion. Your eyes were deceiving you.
That's right.
And by the way, don't read Animal Farmer 1984. Don't.
And I want to point out there's very fine Nazis on both sides. Please don't lose sight of that. There's very fine Nazis on both sides. But Donald Trump's been pretty quiet about this. Have you noticed? The only time I've ever heard Trump condemn a Nazi is when the guy was late to a rally. That's it. So yeah, they're showing us who you are. And the one thing we can count on is, like the Haitian pet racist lie, the media won't care. But this is who they are, and I predict I will praise the Republicans who have denounced this. It's been a lot more than I thought, but I don't think it's going to take a week for us to start hearing that some of these poor folks are just victims of the woke mob. And I guarantee you will see some of these people, I guarantee you will see some of these racist Nazis trying to advance their careers on this, running for office based on this, making appearances all over OA and the Newsmax based on this as victims of the woke mob for free speech and locker room jokes. Just like the January 6th terrorists, there will be people who will try to build on this. And the very act of them trying to gain celebrity from this is how right-wing media legitimizes freaking Nazis. And they're going to do it.
And either that or they'll blame it on the government shutdown. I mean, we had the DOJ arguing
it's all the shutdown's fault
in court today that the reason they can't get body cams on all of the ICE agents in Chicago is because the government is shut down. Sorry, Your Honor.
That's right. Can't do it.
The government is shut down.
All we can do is send $20 billion to Argentina and send troops in $40 billion to Argentina and deploy troops in our cities. But beyond that, we're powerless. Well, I mean, our hands are tied.
Yeah, so it's all the Democrats' fault, and they're putting Kristi Noem out on televisions around the country in airports to make sure that travelers, an audience that is kind of stuck there in line waiting for TSA. But a lot of airports are refusing to play the video, saying it's a violation of the Hatch Act, which is nice. We've seen Seattle, Tacoma, Portland Airport, Newark, LaGuardia, JFK, all the New York area airports, Arizona, the Lindbergh Field. No, not Lindbergh Field. It's the Arizona Phoenix International Airport, Sky Harbor.
Well, they got a Democratic governor and 2 Democratic senators in that state, don't they?
Yeah. And I was talking to my lawyer, trying to figure out who owns these TVs and if there was any sort of lawsuit I could file to get it to stop, but not really because it's, not a lot of, quote, irreparable harm. But that's the propaganda. They went in and changed
the propaganda.
Furloughed government employees' emails to say that this was the Democrats' fault, and they don't need a single Democrat to open the government. And they're pulling the whole "trust me, bro." They're like, "Hey, Just open the government and we'll come in and talk about extending the ACA tax credits. Just trust us.
Well, I had this quarrel last night on CNN with our buddy Dan Crenshaw, who showed up. And he was just telling me how it's the Democrats' fault. We're all doing, and I was like, well, the Democrats are in D.C. Y'all don't want to use reconciliation to open this up. Marjorie Taylor Greene is literally telling the truth about why you guys don't want to use reconciliation to open this up. And I said to him, it's really great to have you here in New York, though. And he's like, well, we're doing constituent work. And I'm like, I'm glad you're doing constituent work in New York City for the folks of Texas. I don't expect to be seeing any constituent work that looks like town halls. But this Kristi Noem thing, I love it because, when I'm having my dignity taken away and having my toothpaste checked by an unpaid TSA agent, it's great to see her face. Here's the thing that no one in the media has talked about. This video of Kristi Noem, it's actually not about travel safety. It's got nothing to do with travel safety. There's 63,000 federal workers unpaid, 40,000 flight delays. It's all to pay for billionaire tax cuts. And the Hatch Act, as you pointed out, Dr. Gill, literally says that federal officials can't use government resources for partisan messaging. So logically, Kristi Noem, who was banned, I believe, from walking on about 30% of her own state, because the indigenous population banned her from the reservations. This is before she ever began shooting dogs. And by the way, if I had shot a dog, I'd probably have an affair with Corey Lewandowski just to have something less disgusting than that on my resume. But, she's doing this, filming a campaign.
Weren't they just in Argentina?
Yeah. But she's doing this on government property, using government employees. So while these thousands of TSA workers are unpaid, they're also forced to watch this video all day long. The victims of this propaganda are forced to show the propaganda. It's like fascist performance art. Kristi Noem is the first person in history to turn airport security into a Fox News segment. And we know that the Justice Department will do nothing about it. So it's just going to get added to the long hall of fame as how lawless this administration was. And when Ken Burns finally makes his movie, it's going to have to be 700 hours long.
Yeah. And the thing is, though, they aren't just stopping there with their propaganda. And I want to kind of bring this up because, you're on Sirius XM. I think we're both over on Spotify with a couple of things and podcasts, Patreon. All of these platforms have ICE recruitment ads running on them, and they aren't letting us block them. So I just want to let everybody know, if you hear an ICE recruitment ad, email us at hello@MuellerSheWrote.com. Let us know what market and what time, what city you were in and when you heard it. And we'll see if we can whack-a-mole block these ads. But it's kind of overwhelming right now. And we're having a hard time stopping them.
I know, but in fairness to the ICE recruitment ads, you know what? There's lots of men out there who don't have direction in life, and they're amoral, brutal bullies, but they're also complete dickless, unmanly cowards. And really, when you have those traits, when you're a bully and a completely dickless coward, working for ICE is for so many mediocre men their only opportunity for employment, Allison. So please have a little sensitivity for those guys. Yeah. You got to be a coward who's too unmanly to show your face, and you've also got to get off on abusing people. It's a real sweet spot.
Yeah, and if you don't get laid, it's clearly because of the government shutdown.
Well, no, it's also Hunter Biden's fault if you don't get laid. Come on now, and the trans kids and the migrant crisis. That's all. That's why.
And Antifa, right?
Yeah,
well,
that's why these women aren't as accommodating as the ones in porn. It's literally.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw an ICE recruitment ad during the Zoran Mamdani debate tonight.
That's going to be
happening.
Fun. Yeah.
Now, this is, of course, this show comes out Friday. The debate's Thursday night, but it hasn't happened yet. I'm looking forward to watching it. And he was on Fox News recently.
He went on Fox and did the smartest thing he could have done. He turned to the camera and openly addressed Donald Trump and explained why Eric Adams and Andrew Cuomo are punks. And he did it in the warmest way possible. This guy is young. He can talk policy, but still be warm like Obama and Buttigieg can. This guy brings people together. He's the most popular candidate with young voters in New York City history, and he stands up to Trump. So I can see why Democrats want to keep him at arm's length. My God. I mean, Bernie nailed it on the CNN town hall the other night. This guy is everything you want. He's incredibly popular. Oh, you're looking for a 20th century Democratic candidate model. I understand. but the future is multiracial, the future is multicultural, and I get in a lot of trouble for saying this, but on poverty, this guy, Pam Bondi, is so much closer to the actual teachings of Jesus than any of these filthy fake Christians who are smearing him for being Muslim. And Trump said, this guy's never worked a day in his life, and that's because helping people and organizing tenants and fighting for justice, that doesn't count as work in Trump's world. But again, it's just like MLK. He's so full of humanity that the right doesn't know what to do. So they see compassion and they immediately go, communism. I mean, that's all they got for him. And so all he has to do is...
empathy is a sin.
Yeah. So he shows up and he's charming and he's full of compassion and he's articulate and he cares about people. And he's going to keep on showing over and over again that they're lying about him. And you know what? It's sad that there are Democrats that are still too frightened to endorse this guy. I mean, even if he loses, at least they'll respect you for taking a stand. But trying to have it both ways, maybe Cuomo can do it after you call for Cuomo to leave office. I mean, and you're afraid to support this guy? Have you seen all the videos of him with Orthodox Jews in New York? Is it just AIPAC that you're afraid of?
That's my question, John, because the amount of money that AIPAC donates to some of these candidates, let's say it's around the $800,000 mark. If you would stand up to AIPAC and stand up for candidates like Pam Bondi or anybody, to the Wisconsin Supreme Court race, whatever's going on in Florida 1 and Florida 6 earlier this year, in Iowa, if you would stand up for these candidates, Plattner up in Maine, if you would stand up for these candidates, you will make up that difference in donor dollars that you will lose from AIPAC in a day.
You would. And again, I think American Jews would like the policies of Pam Bondi a lot more than the policies of Netanyahu, because Netanyahu has lied to Israeli people for decades. He promised to keep them safe while propping up Hamas. He's done this deliberate starvation to keep his corrupt ass out of prison. And he's been telling the entire world for 20 years that Iran is 2 years away from having a nuke that'll kill us all. This guy's a grifter like Trump. And the worst part of this peace deal that's really a ceasefire, that's not actually a ceasefire because they're still shooting Palestinians, is, like everyone gets all gaga because I guess for 24 hours, the world thought we're supposed to believe Donald Trump, Hamas, and Netanyahu at the same time.
Some Republicans said, why are there no women hostages being released? And I guess they just forgot that Biden got all the women hostages.
Biden got them all released. Out. And and again, look, if Trump gets credit, okay, if that's all these people care about, he gets credit for strong-arming Netanyahu in ways that Biden did not. But I'll say it happened because Netanyahu was so stupid and bombed the Hamas representatives in Qatar. So Qatar, which just bribed what we call the living hell out of Donald Trump with a plane that we're all paying to upgrade, Qatar put the screws to them, and that's what they used to eventually force Netanyahu to capitulate. But again, they're still slaughtering people. It's back to January 5th, 2023. Nothing's changed for Palestine, except they don't have houses anymore, and 24% of them have been murdered. Hamas sucks. Hamas is going away, no doubt. But there's nothing changed in the moral infrastructure of the region. So the problems that we have been living with our entire lives, wondering how this occupation makes life better for America, how this occupation makes America's economy or America's people safer. Again, and Pam Bondi, when they asked him about Gaza, and he said the only standard he's recognizing is international law, that justice applies to everybody, to Hamas and Israel and the United States. He's not a communist. He's got a conscience. He's competent with a conscience, and that's why it's so confusing to folks at Fox.
Yeah, and in return, Qatar they get part of our military base in Idaho. So
don't they though? And then Hegseth lying about it. I mean, can you imagine if Barack Obama had said, "Well, Qatar's been such a loyal, staunch ally in the war on terror, and let us use their bases. We're going to give them a base." I mean, my God.
Or if he brought the Taliban to Camp David.
Can you imagine if he tried, but for the 9/11 anniversary? Yeah. And this is why the No Kings protest is so brilliant right now, and why they're so scared. Like they're blaming the protest for shutting down the government. They're blaming a protest against tyranny
that hasn't happened yet,
for causing tyranny. Yeah, hasn't happened yet. But it's called No Kings because we're sick of Trump acting like one. We're sick of this presidential immunity lies. And Republicans heard that. They're like, he's not a king. And just to prove it, we'll give him total control of the budget while we're closing down the government. I mean, Allison, these are protests announced in September, and they're telling us it's responsible for a shutdown that began October 1st. It's like blaming your hangover on a wedding you're going to next month. And Trump is just using this shutdown to I do too. But again, they want the shutdown. Mike Johnson could call the Republicans back. He's not. They could use reconciliation to do it. They're not. Trump is getting off on firing people. That's all this is about.
Yeah, they don't even have to use reconciliation. They could just do a rule change for this particular continuing resolution. And then sew it up at the end so that it doesn't kill the filibuster in the future. But they don't want to do that, and that's because they don't want to swear in Adelita Grijalva and get a vote. Not even just release the Epstein files, just get a vote on releasing the Epstein files.
No,
they're terrified of that.
They are protecting child rape, and Mike Johnson is protecting child rape for Donald Trump, and that's the narrative that is not going away.
Well, I'll be at No Kings on Saturday. Where are you gonna be?
I'm going to be in Myrtle Beach because I'm going to be the keynote speaker at the Freedom from Religion Foundation convention. Mary Trump's going to be there, and I'm just so honored that they would. I wrote a book about how atheists and believers need to band together and form coalitions to beat back Christian fascism. And it took me 13 years of pitching this, and finally Simon & Schuster took the idea. It's a bestseller, and I couldn't be more proud to go talk to a bunch of atheists doing the Lord's work.
Yeah. And before I let you go, just some breaking news that I thought you might want to hear about. A unanimous per curiam order of the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals, made up of a Bush appointee, an Obama appointee, and a Trump appointee, were unanimous in declining to step in to block a lower court order that bars the deployment of National Guard in Chicago, saying, "We conclude that the district court's factual findings were not erroneous and that the facts do not justify the president's actions in Illinois."
So you're saying the woke extreme left hates America. That's what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Here?
Yeah, that's why we're going to do that Hate America government shutdown rally on Saturday.
Yeah, these guys would call Thomas Jefferson Antifa. These guys would call the cast of Saving Private Ryan Antifa.
And Jesus Christ as well.
And
just
Jesus too.
Throwing that out there.
And you know what? It's really simple. Just say to them what I always say. I'm anti-violence and anti-fascism. Aren't you? Try that one on your uncle and watch him squirm.
Aren't you anti-fascist?
I'm anti-violence and anti-fascist. Aren't you? They're not, because their Christianity has nothing to do with Christ. Their whole religion is power. And that's what my book is about, that Jesus' whole thing was about humility, and they can't stand that. Their whole thing is about domination. That's their religion, and that's the surest sign that their Christianity is fake, because they've always got to be better than someone else. And if that's your spirituality, buddy, I'm not going to put any trust in you.
Yeah, and you can read all about it in the New York Times bestselling book, Separation of Church and Hate.
Hell yeah.
And make sure you order, like I do, from my local bookstore, and order a bunch of them. Put them out in your little free libraries around your neighborhood. Give them out as holiday gifts. And see how that goes at the Christmas dinner table with Uncle Frank.
I don't recommend giving my book to your racist uncle. This is a book for people who have to live and deal with the racist uncle. The racist uncle will not read it and will throw it at you. So please,
give it to everyone but the racist uncle.
Give it
and when
for
he
everyone
asks where his is,
that's
you
right.
can say, this is for us to talk to you.
Everyone who has to deal with the racist uncle should get this book. But the racist, it's not for them. If they're not going to read the actual Jesus parts, they're really not going to read my take.
Nope. And while you're at it, grab everybody's phone at Thanksgiving and Christmas and make sure to subscribe to the Daily Beans podcast and to Tell Me Everything and the John Fugelsang Show podcast. And you can also catch him weeknights, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific on Sirius XM Progress Channel 127. My good friend, John Fugelsang. Good to see you.
Dr. Gill, you're the best. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Everybody stick around. We'll be right back with the good news. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's time for the good news.
Who likes good news, everyone? Then good news, everyone.
Good news. I love a Friday good news roundup, so please send us all your good news. Keep sending it in. Don't stop sending it in, because we love reading your good news on the air, and everybody loves hearing it.
It does get us through some dark-ass times.
It really, really does. And these are some dark-ass times. So no matter how small or how big or how recent or how in the distant past your good news is, we want to hear it. Send it to us. You can also send us a shout-out to a loved one or a small business in your area or yourself. We love a self shout out, or let us know about a nonprofit you think is doing amazing work. Shout out a group of in your community that's doing some great activism and organizing. We would love to hear about that. And you can also give a shout out to a government program that's helped you or a loved one, because we've all, my veterans benefits and healthcare have made all the difference in my life. And I can't thank the VA enough for taking care of my health and having my back there. So these government programs, we want to hear about them, because I think the Republicans are clearly trying to take them away. So send it all to us, dailybeanspod.com, click on contact. And all you got to do to get your stuff read on the air and share your good news is pay your pod pet tariff, which at this point means just attach a photo of really anything. We'd love to see your No Kings rally photos. You can send those to us. Maybe you're postcarding or text banking or hosting an event at your home. We would love to see some photos of that. You can also send your pet. I mean, that's what it originally was. Pay your pod pet tariff.
Yeah.
And we can try to guess the breeds in your shelter pup. We're not that good at it. You can really just grab any animal photo off the internet if you don't have a pet, or send an adoptable pet in your area, or send family photos. We love awkward family photos. Send your Halloween costumes. We would love to see your holiday stuff and Halloween costumes as well. And of course, bird watching photos, which can be an actual bird or you flipping the bird to a Trump building, or maybe a Tesla dealership. Send it all to us, dailybeanspod.com, click on contact. First up, No Kings Saturday. Exercise your right to peacefully protest. The fascists are worried that this will be huge and peaceful, and they would love nothing more than to see violence break out at these demonstrations. We'll be more than happy to disappoint them. Grab a friend or two, get out there and have a good time with other people who care about this country and love our freedoms. Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Anonymous.
Absolutely. This is from Kent, pronouns he and him. Good day, Beans Queens. I have some good news follow-up to a good trouble submission from a few days ago regarding Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem's insert vomit noise. That's my cue to go. TSA propaganda video. Shortly after emailing External Affairs at Detroit Metro Airport, I received a response stating the monitors are located in TSA lease space at DTW. You will need to connect with TSA Public Affairs for more information. You're right. But here's the good news. Wayne County Airport Authority put up a sign denouncing the video, not just not showing it, denouncing the video. This is amazing. I've attached a photo. It's a small win, but a win nonetheless. For Pop Pet Tariff, I've included the newest member of our pack, Olaf, at only 9 weeks old. Guessing his breed may be tricky, but I'll give you a hint. He's not a mix. And the sign says, the views expressed in this TSA controlled video do not represent the views of the Wayne County Airport Authority. The Wayne County Airport Authority does not engage in partisan politics. Thank you.
Oh my God, that's cool. Okay.
Oh my God, it looks like a great mastiff, a mastiff.
It looks like a mess. That's a huge
It's going to be a big ass dog. There's no answer given, which means I'm right. That's a mastiff.
It's a mastiff. It's a giant mastiff. Ken,
giant mastiff.
Let us know. Let us know what Olaf is. He's great, by the way.
So cute.
Oh, I love it. Thank you for that. That's great. I love that sign. Well done. Next up from Rena Bobina. Pronouns she and her. Hello, Queens of the Beans. I'm an avid listener who retired several years ago from teaching science at a special education alternative school, working with students for whom the regular school setting is unable to meet their needs. I filled my newfound time with sewing, hiking, traveling, etc. However, I couldn't stay away and now find myself volunteering as a mentor at the school to begin an apiary with the students. We're learning beekeeping. This provides purposeful learning about ecology and environmental issues, the importance of pollination, and working with the community. When I'm not mentoring, I design and create posable dolls for commemorating special occasions. Rather than sell the dolls, I offer patterns and instructions for sewers and crafters to make their own. In preparation for this weekend's and future No Kings rallies, I'm offering 50% off all my peaceful protester doll patterns at my Etsy shop here. Just use the code word BEANS to get the discount. Oh my gosh, it's posemydollpatterns.etsy.com.
I love this.
And just use the word BEANS to get a discount. I follow you both everywhere. I appreciate all you do to illuminate us by sharing and shining your light on all that matters. Look at
This
these.
is such a good little tiny sign that says silence is not golden. For Sing.
Oh my gosh. I love this. Thank you, Rena Bobina. Oh my God, this dog.
I know. This is from Tanya Love. Tanya Love, no pronouns given. Thank you for what you do and how you do it. I listen daily faithfully and I share your channel constantly. Just to let DG know when she's in Minneapolis, if she has time to go visit Loring Park. It's the best park in Minneapolis, park board system. This is 16-year-old Daisy.
Oh my God, I love Daisy.
Thanks, Tanya Love. Let's see. I'm going to put this in my map right now. I'm looking at Loring Park. Okay.
Best park in the park board system.
All right. Loring Park.
That. Next up from Kat, pronouns she and her. I'm coming to the end of my 1-year contract as a home care organizer in Minnesota. It has been a tremendously enriching experience. I started the day after the general election, and I was so grateful to have someplace to go that day. I plan to stay in touch with the Resistance Coalition contacts I've made, and I look forward with hope to whatever comes next. I am marshaling for No Kings 2 Twin Cities. I'm so excited to hear you will have a presence there. My pod pet tax is my dearest kitty, Jane Doe. That's a great name, Kat. She was rescued from a plumbing fabrication shop in Oakland, California, and is very intrigued by the difference in wildlife that she sees outside our windows now. She went from a view of a tightly spaced Bay Area home with pigeons and raccoons and the occasional coyote to a pond with ducks and geese and the occasional rabbits and deer. She helped my whole family maintain sanity during the height of the pandemic. I'm so grateful for her every day. Thank you all for what you two do. I'm glad to hear news that cuts through the bullshit and gives a call to action. Kat, thank you so much for those kind words. Look at this beautiful baby Tori.
So sweet.
Oh, I want to pet. And that's a really nice crocheted little Afghan there.
Sure is.
Keep my toes warm.
All right. This is from Rob, pronouns he and him. Goodest news and shout out greetings and salutations. First, I have a quick correction. It seems that everyone is mispronouncing Saturday. While it looks like it's pronounced No Kings, it's actually my birthday. Sadly, I won't be rabble-rousing as my wife started planning my birthday camping trip before either of us heard of the rally date, but we'll be celebrating in our own way and standing up for our democracy every day. Secondly, I'd like to shout out this awesome woman who has called me her husband for 25 years. Rachel's beautiful and smart and is genuinely a great person. She's made the tough times bearable and the good times phenomenal. What a great statement. I played an episode of The Beans while we were driving, and now she's a regular listener. I'm sharing a photo of our newest adoptees, Tito and Taya, are litter mates and waited for someone to adopt them together. They are sweet and terrific and troublemakers in equal amounts, and they're absolutely adorable little chihuahuas.
Oh my God, look at that little girl dog. Oh,
they're very sweet.
That's pretty cool too. Okay, Rob, here's what you do. You just make a couple of signs, protest signs, or bring the stuff to make signs at your campsite, and just the two of you walk around the tent one time. Take a photo. Set up a No Kings rally there at your campsite.
How many people would join you? I bet they would.
At nokings.org, and just have it be you two.
Oh my God, he's so funny.
That's something I would do. That is something I would do. Oh, can't be at the No Kings rally because we already went camping. All right, We'll do it at the campsite. And it's here. Everyone RSVP. Number of people 2. Anyway, that's so awesome. Happy birthday, sir. Next up from anonymous, pronouns she and her. I have some good news and good trouble for you ladies, for your listeners here in Colorado. This fall, there are 2 important measures on our ballot. Propositions LL and MM. These measures will support and extend Colorado's Healthy School Meals for All program. Oh, excellent, excellent. I know they just recently did that with Tim Walz, where you are right now, Dana. These programs have been game changers for children here, providing free breakfast and lunch for every student, regardless of income. Proposition LL lets the state keep $11.3 million in excess revenue already collected for the program, plus $1.1 million in interest, rather than refunding it to taxpayers. Proposition MM proposes a modest income tax increase on households earning over $300,000 a year to ensure continued funding for these meals, $1,000 for single tax return filers, and $2,000 for joint tax return filers. These measures don't affect most taxpayers, but they make a huge difference for kids who rely on school meals. Voting yes means no child goes hungry at school. Families get relief from rising food costs. Schools can serve healthier, locally sourced meals using foods from Colorado farms and ranches. School food service workers get fair wages. So let's keep Colorado a leader in supporting students and families. Vote yes on LL and MM this November, and we'll have a link to the explainers in the show notes. For my pod pet tariff, please see attached photo of our newest family addition, Raven May. Great name. She is a breeder surrender that we adopted from a local rescue. Shout out to Big Bones Canine Rescue in Windsor, Colorado, for being a great nonprofit and a tireless advocate for our furry family members. Raven is 4 months old and is complete chaos in the typical mode of a puppy, and has made our family heal a little after we lost our 16-year-old dachshund this spring. Her main breed is pretty obvious, but we're pretty sure there's 1 or 2 others in there as well. Doggy DNA test is pending. Raven, her doggy brother Hank, and I listen to you on our daily walks to keep a bit of levity while staying informed. Keep up the great reporting, and we'll get through this together. P.S. I also attached a photo of Hank. He has previously been featured on the podcast for his cucumber thievery.
Oh,
and yes,
boy.
Other doxies think he's a supermodel with extra long legs. He enjoys their envy. Look at this new baby.
God, look at this puppy. That looks like legit, just a black lab puppy.
That is, I know. I think that's Hank.
Oh my God. So
the
cute.
long legs. Unless Hank is the brown one. Anyway, they're both adorable. Oh, no, you got it. Raven is a black lab.
Oh,
look,
see,
you got
look
it.
at that.
You got it.
I got one right.
I'm like, no, I'm sure that's a dachshund with long legs, Dana.
I know. I was like, those are some serious long legs, Alice.
I need a vacation.
Oh, I love you. All right, you're getting there. You're going on one. All right, this is from Luke. Luke, no pronouns given. Hey, fellow Bean-a-roonies.
Bean-a-roonies.
Driving home, I had a flash of inspiration for the big trouble idea to call House Speaker Mike Johnson. I got home and started writing lyrics for a great musical message to leave to his voicemail, sung to the tune of Mr. Sandman by the Chordettes? Lyrics attached. Chordettes. Oh my God, Dana, what is wrong with you? Chordettes. No one yell at me right now, please. I'm ashamed.
No,
Lyrics attached for immediate public use. No royalties needed. I wish I could do an awesome a cappella rendition to share, but I am unable to do so at this time. Maybe you and Dana can crank it out, or perhaps some Beans listeners might pick up the baton where I dropped it. Keep up the amazing work. I love all that you do. Allison just cleared her voice because she's getting ready to sing. I love all that you do to keep the light democracy burning fiercely. Perchance, one day, we'll burn through all this insane fuckery.
All right, you ready?
Do 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 do.
Hey, Mike Johnson, please do your job. Swear in Grijalva and don't be a knob. Please pass a budget, no need to be fancy. And if you need some help, I'll just ask Nancy. Speaker Johnson, please grow a spine. Keeping our healthcare would be so divine. So please get your rear end in gear or go find a job next year.
That was first time, everyone. If we had practiced that, we would have nailed it. Well done with the lyrics, by the way. Nice job, Luke.
Yes, thank you. Good use of syllables.
I love that. Please pass a budget. No need to be fancy. If you need some help, go ask Nancy.
So good. Thank you, everybody. We needed that. We needed that good news on this Friday. Everybody else, see you out at No Kings. Do it, go. And if you can't go, you can always do it virtually. And if you're camping, you can set up your own No Kings rally at nokings.org and have just the two of you go to your No Kings rally. I love this. And I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be spectacular. I remember how I felt after the last one, Dana. And it carried me through to this one. So,
yeah. Got your combat boots ready?
I do. And I got a Kevlar vest this time. And I have a couple bodyguards.
Fantastic.
So that's trying to be safe.
Oh, that makes me happy. I worry about you.
Thanks, friend. And congratulations on being one of the Out 100.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So awesome. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you Sunday on Unjustified. I'll see you Sunday at the Midas Touch Network with the breakdown. I think you definitely don't want to miss that show, because I think I have some evidence that ICE and DHS are destroying evidence. Okay.
Oh boy.
I'll say no more, and see you guys Sunday. And then both of us will be back in your ears Monday. Until then, please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, take care of the planet, take care of your mental health, and take care of your family. I've been AG.
I've been DG.
And them's the beans.
The Daily Beans is written and executive produced by Allison Gill, with additional research and reporting by Dana Goldberg. Sound design and editing is by Desiree McFarlane, with art and web design by Joelle Reeder with Moxie Design Studios. Music for The Daily Beans is written and performed by They Might Be Giants, and the show is a proud member of the MSW Media Network, a collection of creator-owned podcasts dedicated to news, politics, and justice. For more information, please visit mswmedia.com.
MSW Media.